Highly sensitive children are deep thinkers, creative, intelligent, and empathetic. They are the heart-centered leaders that we need for our future. Hi, welcome back to Light and Shadow. The quote that I just mentioned there is from Sarah Boyd. She's a Australian psychologist and founder of Resilient Little Hearts. And she is well known for her insights and supporting highly sensitive and empathetic children. Today, I will be talking about just that, the empath child. And this is a subject that is really close to my heart because as an empath myself and as a child, nobody recognized who I was. And that made my life so much harder. So if you are a parent, an aunt, an uncle, a grandparent, doesn't matter, and you recognize a child to be an empath, just follow the advice I'm just going to go tell you right now. An empath child is intensely sensitive, often absorbing the emotions, stress, or physical sensations of others as if they were their own. Key traits include deep empathy, feeling easily overwhelmed by crowds or noise, needing significant downtime, and also being highly intuitive and having a deep connection to animals or nature. Common signs of an empath child: high sensitivity. They are often deeply emotional, crying easily or reacting strongly to sad stories or environmental factors like harsh noise. Emotional absorption. They pick up on stress, anger, or sadness in a room, often acting out or becoming moody when parents are stressed. Need for solitude. After school or social events, they may need to spend time alone in their room to recharge and escape overstimulation. Deep compassion and intuition. They are natural caretakers, concerned with others' pains, and may say things like, "I feel sad because Sarah is sad," or "know when you are hiding emotions." Unusual maturity or different feeling. Many feel like they don't quite fit in with peers and often prefers the company of adults, animal, or one-on-one friendship. That's something that I did when I was a kid. I didn't have many or any friends at all, and I preferred keeping either my own company or the company of adults or animals, or I used to just go in the woods, or I felt at peace there. Environmental sensitivity. They often have a deep love for nature, plants, and animals, preferring peaceful environment over loud, crowded ones. Absolutely. Recognizing an empath child involves identifying traits that go beyond simple kindness. While an empathetic person can imagine someone else's feeling, an empath absorbs these emotions as if they were their own. Key behavioral signs. Emotional contagion. They don't just notice when you're upset. They actually become upset or act out in response to your anger, sadness, or stress. After school tears. Many empath children appear drained, moody, or prone to meltdowns after school or social events because they have been absorbing the energy of others all day. That's a real thing. Sensory overload. They are often highly sensitive to physical stimuli like loud noise, bright light, strong smells, or itchy clothing tags. Strong intuition. They may surprise you with unusually mature insight or gut feelings about people and situations that they shouldn't logically know. Physical sympathy. Some empaths experience somatic complaints, such as headache or stomachache, when someone else nearby is in pain or stressed. Social and environmental preferences. Need for solitude. They often require significant downtime or alone time to recharge their energy battery after being around crowds. Avoidance of conflict. They may physically leave the room or hide during family argument or when watching frightened, sad scenes in movie. Connection to nature. Many feel a deep sense of peace and restoration when spending time outdoors or with animals. Small social circle. They typically prefer one best friend or a few close trusted friends over large groups or team sports, which can be emotionally overwhelming. Common challenges that faces an empath child. Difficulty setting boundaries. Because they feel others' need so strongly, they often struggle to say no or separate their own feelings from those around them. And that's one of the most important things you can teach a child that's an empath, is to separate their own feelings from feelings of others. Because as a child, we already struggle with our own feelings. And as an empathic child, I can tell you myself that I could not separate these feelings, that nobody taught me how to or could teach me how to, because they didn't understand. We understand a lot more now about empaths. So if you do have a child, just keep listening. It's really important. Discomfort and hypocrisy. They can often sense when someone is not being genuine, which can lead to confusion or social withdrawal. How to support them. Focus on validating their intense emotions as a unique strength rather than a burden. Because these children naturally absorb the feelings of those around them, they require specific tools to manage sensory overload and maintain their own emotional boundaries. Key strategies for supporting an empath child. Validate and name feelings. Help them identify whether a feeling is theirs or someone else's by asking, is this your own feeling, or did you pick it up from someone else? Acknowledge their emotions without shaming them for being too sensitive. Create safe spaces and downtime. Allow for and encourage alone time to recharge. Create a quiet refuge at home for them to retreat to when feeling sensory overload. Set boundaries. Teach them that it is okay to say no to social events or activities that feels too draining. Nurture, don't toughen up. Avoid trying to make them tougher. That doesn't work. It's completely counterproductive. If you do that to a child that's an empath, it's just gonna mess them up. So avoid trying to make them tougher, as this can cause anxiety, depression, and distrust in their intuition. Model self-care. Show them how to manage their own energy and encourage them to spend time in nature or with animals to calm their nervous system. Manage social situations. Plan ahead for high stimulation events and allow them to leave or step away to the sidelines if needed. Manage overstimulation. Avoid overscheduling. Keep their calendars light to allow for decompression between activities. And we know that families now love to have, their kids and everything, and it's just like go, go, go. But for an empath child, this is torture. I'm telling you right now. Respect their limit. If they need to leave a large gathering or sit on the sidelines, allow them to do so without pressure to join the party. I believe I told that story not long ago when I was 8, 9, 10, around that. My dad took me to church, and it was a midnight mass for Christmas. As the oldest, I went with Dad, and my mom took the youngest. 5 minutes into the church, which was completely packed, I started feeling faint, and my dad had to drag me outside. And the reason I was feeling faint, and I didn't realize that back then because I was too young, and my father didn't recognize that because he's not an empath himself, so was that I was feeling everybody's feelings, and it got me that bad that I was gonna pass out. Like, it was that bad. So if you don't think that a child that's an empath can feel things that strong, yes, they can. Absolutely. Quiet time. Empathic children recharge through solitude. Create a sensory retreat at home, like a quiet corner or tent with pillows and calming activities, where they can go when the world feels too loud. Teach shielding techniques. This is something that I've learned myself only a few months ago. Had I known that when I was a child? Wow. Teach shielding techniques. Use simple visualizations such as imagining a protective bubble of light around them that lets in love but keeps out stressful energy. And it works. Model boundaries. Show them how to say no to draining requests or toxic social situations. Choose social circles wisely. Help them seek out friends who are positive and supportive, as empaths can be deeply harmed by emotional vampires or constant conflict. Educate others. Inform teachers and family members about your child's sensitivity to ensure they receive support rather than bullying or judgment. By supporting their needs for balance and validating their unique perspective, you can help an empath child feel secure and confident in their abilities. Supporting your empath child early and consistently will allow them to develop a powerful and healthy adult empath who will be able to establish and maintain healthy boundaries in life. And also that they won't be prey to energy vampires. They won't be prey to narcissists or people take advantage of. Because us as empath, we always think that we're doing good when we help somebody. But you know what? Without discernment, you can be taken in right quick. So it's imperative that if you have kids and you notice that they are empath, do yourself and do them a huge favor and follow the steps that I mentioned in my podcast here, and make sure that your child understands, not all at once, but slowly, that about what an empath is and why they feel that way, and protect their feelings. That's important. Teach them discernment. That's super important. Give them a place where they can decompress. That's of the utmost important. That's it for this section. So, as always, what have you done to shine your light this week? For me, everything I do every day, I try to do with the best of intentions. When you set to do something and you do it with good intentions in mind, not selfish intention, not I want to make money or I want to have a better position. That's selfish. When you do it with really good, well-placed intentions, man, oh man, it makes all the difference in the world. Try it. Try to set yourself to do something that you've been wanting to do for a while. But before you do it, really, really reinforce the intentions behind the message that you're trying to do or to provide or to talk to somebody or whatever it is you want to do. You will find a huge difference in the answers you get and in the results. I promise you that. So me shining my light is me helping everybody that I can, me answering all the messages that I receive from this podcast, and me supporting my friends, me supporting my significant other, me supporting my step granddaughter. Sorry, not great yet. So you know what? Go out there. The world needs more of us, more of the empath, more of the people who care, to go around and to spread our light. And you know what? What I just talked about, the empath child, is so important because these are going to be our future leaders. And we want our future leaders to lead us in a good way by being greedy, not by being power hungry. We want our future leaders to be able to think with their head and their heart. We are human. We're not robots. So until next week, I wish you love, light, and shadows. Have a good week.